radio. Well, you seen that on the internet? Nah, I was listening to Jigga Set. Oh, I be listening to every show, keeping me all in the know on Jigga Set radio.
Welcome to Jigga Set Radio. Yo, I'm here with another guest. I'm the host, y'all, Jeremy Lee Turner. And I'm here with Aqua Jones. Y'all make some noise for her today.
Hey, y'all.
Yes. So welcome to the show. We was talking in the background about like what Jigga Set Radio, what we do here, how we just have a conversation, how it's a vibe. It just flows. We have drinks. Shout out to all the mixologists out there, including myself.
Shout out to the
Sneaky Link. So yes, I was over here making Sneaky Link drinks for the guests and the production team and then our live studio audiences in the background. So it's just one, y'all. So
one is all that counts.
Hey,
that's like 100 people.
What did the Reverend say? When there's one, when you have a church, is what's the phrase? One, two or more gathered, we having church today.
Facts.
And it's Sunday.
On a good Sunday.
Yeah. And there's some natural light in here, y'all. Shout out to the natural light.
Look at this natural light.
And we having it's the melanin. It's melanated. It's so melanated in here. I can't even say it right. It's so melanated in here. It's the Sneaky Link. So you on the show. Thank you for coming out. And we want to just dive right on in.
Let's do it.
Let the world know who you are. Who is Aqua Jones?
Oh, I'm a game of all trades.
Let's
just start there.
Yes.
I like all kinds of things, which is the reason I own the MTS Network.
Mm-hmm.
It is a broadcasting network that broadcasts shows from all creators. We also broadcast short films, independent films, anything that an entrepreneur or creative has created. We have a platform for that. We are a people's platform. So we really want to create a space where everyone feels important. Everyone is able to utilize their voice and connect with the people who have common interests with them. So our platform is similar to... it's a mixture. I'm not even gonna lie.
No, it stays in its own lane.
It's a mixture of a lot of things, but it just we recently launched our app. You can find it on the Google Play Store. You can find it on Apple, and it kind of gives like an old school TV guide feel.
Yeah.
You can go on there. You can see whatever shows are streaming that day from each channel. We have about 12 channels on there right now.
Okay.
And we're always looking for more.
Okay.
So
nice.
The goal is to just create a positive space for people to really be authentic in what they create and really be themselves without having to worry about being censored or not being able to be true to themselves. So we definitely don't want you to sell yourself to the man just to do what you love to do.
Right.
So if we can create a space where you can be you all day, every day and really connect with people who have common interests, that's what we're here for.
Okay.
So yeah, we're here to connect people with people.
I'm here.
Yeah.
And we need more of that because I was just discussing with another guest how a lot of times we have this vision of what we want to do and we'll find an excuse to just kind of like not do it. Like, oh, you know what? I don't like for the podcast, like we're doing podcasts, like, you know, oh, I need to have all this equipment and do all this stuff, but I can't afford it right now.
Yeah.
Or I don't know if I'm a good people person, but you just got to just start.
You just got to do it.
Start and just do something, right? And
you know what? Especially as Black people, I'm going to say that.
Yes.
We have problems with being able to be authentic and to fulfill the dreams that we have. I know a lot of the issues that myself and my wife run into with our network. It's not just a broadcasting network. That's the bulk of it, but it's a network within itself. So we're hosting events to bring people together. We're connecting people to resources to bring people together. So going to different places and having to find a venue or trying to find people who understand the vision that we have and what we're trying to put forth is hard because we've been to a lot of different places where we want to hold events or whatever, and they take a look at us and be like, okay, so now we have to open our own place so we can have these events that we're trying to, to bring out the people that we're looking for. So we really want it to be a non-judgmental space. We want you to feel safe. We want you to feel comfortable. We really want you to be able to be you and whoever that may look like that day. You know what I mean? Right. So just creating a space where we don't have to worry about somebody telling us no. Because we hear that a lot. And some people get discouraged with no, especially beginning at, starting and not knowing where to begin, where to look at. And you might find find somebody who's like, oh, that sounds good. And then you get into it and they completely switch up your vision and it's not your vision anymore. So just making it to where people can do what they want to do, you know, and stop taking no for an answer.
Yeah.
If no one wants to help you, do it yourself.
Yes.
You know, there's no the only person stopping you is you.
It's you. Usually
That's
we're our own worst enemy.
Facts.
And that's the reason why I wanted to bring that up, because I know that a lot of times we will talk ourselves right out of something that could be great, and that could be our blessing is right there, and we'll talk ourselves right out of it because we just don't feel like we're ready.
Or you're concerned that other people are doing it.
Oh, yes.
But what's for you is for you.
What's for you is
Can't
for
nobody
you.
take that.
And I could definitely attest to that because I have I have a show called Cocktail Masters, or it's an event called Cocktail Masters, and I know that there's it's a show. Okay, it's a show. Let's just put it out there. It's a show. It's a show. Shout out to.
So wait till y'all see me on Cocktail Masters.
Yes, because you and you will, and you will.
You already been invited. You know about
Period.
You already been invited. And so I knew that when I put the concept together, I knew that there was the various Food Network shows like Chopped, and just briefly, just to tell you, Cocktail Masters is it's a drinking competition show. Yes, exactly.
It will be streaming on the network. Y'all heard that here first. Okay, carry on. Carry on.
And so what we're doing is bringing people together. We have a good time. It's not a bar. It's not a networking event. It's like all the above. Like it's just a good time. It's good vibe. We have a live DJ here. We have food or vendors in general, but we also have food here for people that, you know, in the audience, or whether you're competing, you can go out there and, you know, get some food.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's a vibe. It's just like this.
It sounds like it's gonna be a vibe.
It's a vibe. So yeah, you're definitely gonna have to check it out. But when I came with that concept, I figured that there's been many similar concepts that have already been publicized or whatever the case is. And I say, well, what's going to make this different? Well, because I'm part of it. I control all the elements. And like you said, like, if there's not one that exists, you make your own. And so I didn't know of any other. But
literally think about it. Look at everything. Everything is being redone now. Old movies, old shows, old songs. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, exactly.
Everything's being redone. So who says you can't redo it and put your own twist?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
No one made a rule that says you can't do it again. Who said you had to reinvent the wheel if the wheel has already been written?
Yeah.
Who said it?
Right.
I feel like there was a word there.
Let me preach on this good Sunday. Let me preach on it, you know? But that's real. Like we try so hard to be different and think outside of the box, but why, when there is a roadmap that's been written, why not take that and make it your own?
Right.
Save yourself some stress and some heartache, because somebody had to do it first. Okay, you was the first to do it. Let me show you how I want to do it.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I think your show's gonna be done.
So we've already done at least 6 iterations of it, and so like it started last year, and so like it's been moving. So like you're definitely invited to the next one. It's gonna be the social media influencer edition.
Oh yes.
So yeah, it's gonna be lit.
Oh yeah, I'll be there.
And normally it's actually held here.
Okay.
So, here at the Business Lounge.
Now that I
Shout
know.
out to the Business Lounge, y'all. All right,
now that I know how to get back here.
Yeah. So we talked about your network, but where are you from? Let's talk about you.
You know,
are you transplant? Are you native to Dallas?
I am a Texas native.
Okay.
I actually was born in Sherman, Texas. I grew up.
Where's Sherman?
Woo, it's close to the Oklahoma border. Let's just put it that way.
Sherman. Oh yeah, I know about that girl.
Okay. So I was born there, but I was raised in White Wright, Texas, which is about 30-ish minutes outside of Sherman. And it's about this big.
Okay.
No one really knows anything about it. I moved to Dallas in 2009.
Okay.
I was a freshman in high school.
Okay.
And I've been here ever since.
Okay.
So I'm still, it's so strange. I've been here since 2009, and I'm still like meeting new people, trying to get to know, just different things. Dallas is huge. And if you want to get lost in Dallas and don't want nobody to ever see you again, you can definitely do that. So I'm definitely still trying to find like my circle of people, because I've run into all kinds of people here, and it's just, you really have to be aware, because people can take you for what you got and you won't even know it until it's gone.
Exactly.
And so just trying to really meet authentic and genuine people. that's the journey that I've been on since 2009, and I've met some really great people along the way. So,
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't regret it.
Okay.
So,
Well, yeah, because I moved down here in 2014.
From where?
So I'm originally from Chicago.
Okay,
And then,
Chicago.
yeah, shout out to Chicago. Shout out in the building.
You're like
and
the
then,
5th person I've met this weekend from Chicago.
I mean,
I don't know what that's saying about my spirit.
it just means we're trying to get out of Chicago. You know, so, I mean, nothing against the city of Chicago. I was ready for growth. And Dallas provided that because Dallas is a young city.
Oh,
For me. And I feel like there was, and so when I moved, even and you can attest to this, being here in 2014 and just seeing how much the city has grown. Since then. You've been here a little longer than me.
Yeah.
2009.
The difference you can do. Oh my
and
God,
I've seen
yeah.
the city grow so much.
Yeah.
In a good way. So I do feel
Minus the traffic.
the traffic is, you know, it's
We ain't got
it's a
that
little
together
trashy.
yet.
It's a little trashy. And you know, of course, it was an adjustment for me when I had to see how people drive here in adverse weather conditions like ice and snow.
Yeah.
The few times a year that we may get it, that was definitely an adjustment for me. Coming from a city where we literally been trained for this.
Yeah.
So,
And see, people move here expecting not to have it.
Yes.
My wife is,
Yes.
she moved here in like 2016, 2017.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I moved to Texas because it's warm and I can ride my motorcycle all the time. And I'm like, wait for the winter to hit. Winter gonna be like, hold my beer, baby, because I got something for you. And so now she's like, I should have moved further south.
I don't know, because Houston be getting it sometimes too.
Man, they get all kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, y'all got hurricanes.
You hear me? You close to the water. You can't win for losing.
At least if it works its way up the state, by the time it gets to us, it's just a thunderstorm.
Right. You might have a little ice for a couple of days, but it'll
Right.
thaw. You
It'll
see how
thaw.
quickly it thawed
Yeah.
this week?
Yeah,
And like it has never even happened.
it's like there's no trace, and we back up in the 60s.
Yeah.
Like nothing ever happened.
Yeah, that's why folks be sick.
Yes. So we're on with Aqua Jones, y'all. So tell me about as an entrepreneur. So we operate differently. We move
Yeah.
differently, and so tell me about a time in your entrepreneur career that was like a very defeating moment for you.
Ooh. Okay, well let me take you to the beginning
Okay.
of this entrepreneurial journey, because my network actually started out as just a Facebook Live show.
Okay.
My wife and I started it in 2020, and it was just a way to connect with other people during COVID because we was locked in the house, you know, feeling really disconnected.
The quarantine
But we
chronicles.
really wanted to see, you know, people to see the things that we were going through day to day, just trying to make it through COVID and everything that was going on. And so, so much happened. Like we started that show like September of 2020, and my wife had just put together like this successful ride for our nonprofit and everything, and it was great. We came back. We actually were staying in a hotel at the time because a pipe had burst in our house.
Okay.
And so shortly after that happened, we both ended up losing our jobs, like our 9-to-5 jobs, like in the same week. Like she lost her job, I lost my job. And so then we were at this place where like, what do we do? How do we figure this out? And we already had some other things in the works of what we were wanting to do just to expand ourselves. Like we were trying to start cooking and doing like vending events, and we had like a graphic design business on the side. So we kind of were doing some different things. But the constant we had was this show. So we always would go on and just be real about the things that we were going through.
Right.
And so then our landlord put us out.
Wow.
Yeah. So we actually, you know, when they rolled around the rent relief for COVID and everything, we got approved.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you, the state paid this guy a massive amount of money for where we were living, because we lived in this really nice 4-bedroom house. It was really, really nice. Yeah. And so the state paid him this money and he evicted us after he got it.
Wow.
Right. So we ended up being homeless for about 6 months.
Did you stay in the car?
We stayed in our car. We lived in a storage shed. When he put us out, we had like less than 24 hours to get all of our stuff out. Wow. So we put most of what we could in a storage, and we ended up getting like a little storage space where we were. They had like these little offices there for business owners. So we actually got one of those and we stayed in there. because we had access to it 24 hours a day, but there was no shower, you know what I'm saying? So there was a bathroom, you know, but we still had to figure out how we were going to eat, what we were going to do. But we stayed in the storage shed for about 6 months. Yeah, and it was definitely, it was a struggle to still go out and work our businesses, because by that time we had started cooking. We had finally got that figured out. We had our show, of course. We had all these different things. So still to continue doing what we were doing, regardless of what was going on the backside. Like, we ended up losing our car. You know what I'm saying? I lost my motorcycle. You know, we lost a lot of physical things on this journey. We still participated in like Feed the Homeless. There's actually an event every November where like a whole bunch of people come together. They feed the homeless. They bring like socks, clothes, like all these different things, and they give back to the homeless. We gave away half of the stuff we had in our storage to these people, even though we were homeless ourselves, but they were on the streets, you know what I'm saying? At least we can come in here and cut on the heat on this heater and still huddle together and kind of make some stuff work. But so we still gave back to them, which we gave away most of the things we had. And we just was like, we're just going to have to figure this out. We could have, of course, gotten a job and went back to, you know, a 9-to-5. But when you become an entrepreneur, your mindset shifts so much. And once I saw how invaluable I was to a company in a time where everyone needs money. Like, if you could quickly just let someone go like that, like, I don't want to work for nobody else. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to make no more money for anyone else. And here I am on this end struggling. You didn't care about anything about what was happening over here when you let us go. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So we really took like that whole time, and then we actually ended up getting another place last April. So we're not homeless anymore. But we took that time to really try to figure out how to fend for ourselves, pretty much, how to make our dreams happen, how to keep going even though we were hitting these roadblocks and the doors kept getting closed in our face and this and that. And it's been a hard journey, I'm not gonna lie. Entrepreneurship is not for the weak.
And it's not meant for everybody.
It not at all. Like, you really have to put your all into it and understand a lot of times it's not as it's not something that happens overnight. No. You're not going to be rich and successful overnight. You know what I'm saying?
You can't half-ass it.
Most of the stuff I pay for myself. Yes. You know what I'm saying? I did end up getting another 9-to-5 job to make ends meet to get this to where I want it to be, but I have a different mindset now. That's temporary. Exactly. That's my side hustle. Right. So when I clock in on Monday for these folks, I'm with the mindset, this is temporary. The money might be great, but I'm not going to be there forever. I'm not going to be making you money forever. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get to where I want to be, and then I'm going to be gone, because I could easily get fired from that job too, and then what? Then I'm back in the same boat that I was in a year and a half ago. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to go backwards. Knowing what I know now, I'm appreciative of the journey that we've gone through to get to where we are. Now we're opening a studio. Now we have an entire network, because this actually, we changed it to a network last year. So instead of just being about us, I wanted it to be about everyone, which is what I was saying at the beginning. I want it to be about everyone. And so going forward, that's what I have in my mind. That's my goal. Okay. I'm not making money for nobody else no more. Right. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not beneficial to me and what I'm trying to do and serving my purpose, well, you know what I'm saying? You gotta have thick skin to be an entrepreneur. Absolutely. You gotta have thick skin.
Absolutely. And I definitely learned that. Yeah. Because I've been an entrepreneur since technically when I was little. I didn't know. You saw some folks had a change. You know, I was like exchanging haircuts for Windows 98 operating system installs on people's computers. Like, I was doing that. I didn't know. Because me and my background's in technology. Yeah. And so I didn't think it was, I didn't know what it was called. I just felt like what was happening, like seeing people from 9 to 5, my mom and dad, you know, seeing them, you know, go through the various struggles they went through, being frustrated over the years, and not seeing them like get something for themselves.
It's like modern day slavery.
Yeah, honestly, it feels like, you know, when you go into a 9 to 5. I mean, granted, the people that's out there that's doing anything, you're killing it, crushing it, running the.
If that's for you,
that's for you. That's cool. And but like for me, I knew that I was more than just getting a job. I wanted something more.
Yeah,
having something of my own and controlling the elements that are associated, and then also with that control, there's also the various things that you run into that are challenges. That are considered challenges. And so I wanted to be able to take that on head on. I'm gonna own it, whatever it is.
Whatever happens, happens.
We figure it out.
You might make a mistake, you might fall and fail, but you got to get back up and keep going.
And then, and then also recognizing and being okay with having that mindset of if this is not it, then okay, we try it. Let's try.
But you never know unless you try.
You won't know. Just like we were talking about with the podcast, you don't know unless you try. Like making up excuses because you feel like you're not inadequate or just not good enough. Like you just try, and if it doesn't work, cool. And if it does work, you got something. Right. So let's talk about community support.
Ooh, okay.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
So there's two different cards that's playing here.
Mm-hmm.
We're melanated.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're shout out to melanation here. And then also we're part of the LGBTQ plus community, and I'm probably missing a couple of words or letters rather, love. But all love to everybody. I just can't.
And then take it a step further. I'm also a woman. So,
yes, and you're also a woman.
It's 1, 2, 3 right there.
So it's a buy one get two free. So like,
I like them kind of specials.
Yeah, like the BOGOs. So let's talk about that. Having just those cards stacked against you. Let's talk about scenarios in which either any of those have played against you, and how did you come out of that?
Okay, I'm gonna give you the most recent scenario.
Okay.
As I mentioned, we're opening a new space, and so we have been looking for the perfect location for quite some time now. And over the last couple of weeks, we've actually saw like 3 or 4 different places, and there was one place that we really liked. And when we went to actually tour the space, because I think the first time I saw it, we did a video call. It was me and the young lady that was showing the space, and I was telling her everything we were trying to do, and she was excited. She was really ecstatic about it. And so when my wife and I went together to see the space, the energy just was way different. And it was the same space that I saw in the video call, you know, and it was the same person that showed it, and we showed up, and it's just, the energy was just so not the same. So needless to say, we found a different space. Yes. And we decided to go somewhere else. Yes. And they hit me up like last week and was like, well, we were just trying to see if you went to the space. No, I'm not. Because I'm not going to even start out off top with that type of energy. Like, if you're not going to support just a bare minimum because it's me and my wife, if you can't be supportive of that, I have a problem. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because we're going to be here every day, and I don't want to be uncomfortable in my own space. And not if I'm paying money for it. Exactly. Not if it's coming out of my pocket. You're not going to make me uncomfortable. So needless to say, we went somewhere else. But for the most part, we don't run into too many issues within being entrepreneurs, being Black LGBTQ women. All those spaces, we receive so much love and support. It's usually on the other side, people that are not within those communities that aren't as supportive. And it's usually once they understand what it is we're doing, they're usually more supportive of understanding. Because if you look at it, they'll think that, oh, that network is just for Black people, or it's just for women, or it's just for LGBTQ, and it's not. This is for everyone. Do we promote and highlight those things? Yes, because that's what we are. You know what I'm saying? Right. And we want that to be promoted. We don't want it to be where it's everyone, but the things that we hold true, the things that we are, then there's no highlight for that. You know what I'm saying? It's important because all of those communities need a platform and a voice, because there's a struggle everywhere in all of those, as being Black, as being LGBTQ, as being women. There's a struggle, especially here in Texas. Absolutely. Especially here in Texas. So most people support it once they understand what it is, but you get those few that just don't want to be supportive, and that's fine.
But do you think part of that is ignorance? And so I'm just letting you guys know, the word ignorance for me, a lot of people, it has a stigma to it, because
it's really it's lack of education. Yeah, it's really what it is.
Yeah, and that might not be a bad thing. It's just you just not know, right? You just don't know something. So do you feel that ignorance is part of the reason why some people won't support or whatever the case is?
I do, and I'm gonna say, I really think those who don't see the value in it choose not to, because maybe that's what they grew up being taught, or that's who they associate themselves with, or, you know, whatever case may be. But until you get to know a person for yourself, let's just say a person, not even a group of people, because even within the community, we're all different people and we don't all like the same things. We don't all do the same things. You know what I'm saying? So you have to get to know people on an individual basis as who they are for themselves, because I'm different from you. I'm different from anyone else in this room. You know what I'm saying? But just looking at us, you'll walk in here and be like, oh, it's a bunch of black people.
Yeah.
But I might have been at a rock concert last night. Like,
Yeah.
look at my shirt. Like, you don't know who we are inside. All you're looking at is you're taking it at face value, and you're trying to make everyone seem like they're the same, and they're not. And so that's what we're up against right now, trying to prove to people that everyone is different.
Yeah.
And just because back in 1950, that's what y'all did, and that was cool back then, it's not cool now in 2023.
Exactly.
We're not taking that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I think that if people could just get to know people and really think for themselves and not what they were taught or what someone else has told them, I think their ignorance would be different. You know what I'm saying? They would be more inclined to just be willing to understand. I'm not asking you to put yourself in my shoes, because what I've gone through, you could never withstand that story. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So I'm not asking you to put yourself in my place to try to understand from my perspective. I'm not asking for that, but what I'm asking for is respect.
Yes.
And you're gonna give that.
Exactly.
Because I respect you no matter who you are. I don't care what color you are. I don't care where you come from. When I see people, I don't even. I met a guy last night and I was talking to him for like 45 minutes, and he told me like his nationality and everything. I was like, for real?
Yeah, really?
Never even crossed my mind. I'm having a conversation with you as a person. I don't care what you came from. I don't care what color you are. I care about how you treat people. I care about your thoughts and your opinions. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we should judge people. We shouldn't be judging by what they look like. You never know what a person's been through.
Exactly.
So if they can't or choose not to support, that means you're actively choosing not to support, because it's pretty self-explanatory as to the goal. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty self-explanatory of the message that we're trying to convey.
Okay.
So
That's exactly. I agree with that. So speaking of support, you mentioned you're married.
yes.
And so how did that come into fruition? Like,
Oh Lord.
and then, like, you know, because like, there's nothing like having a partner. Go ahead, shout out to
That is a story.
Well, I mean, you don't have to go into like the full set of details.
But I got to, because that's the only way you're gonna send it.
So like, how well is that support system working? Like having a partner, you know, they're like a mirror of you. Like they like if you go through something, they go through something, right? And so like, how is that like being in the community, the plus community?
The plus, because
how is that additional support, that woman power? How is that working out?
I'm gonna say this. So my wife and I have been married since 2019. We met in 2017. This is my second marriage. So I'm just gonna say that.
Okay.
When we met, I actually was actively getting divorced from my first wife. It was kind of squirrely. It wasn't bad. Like, it wasn't like no drama, nothing. I'm not a drama person.
Okay.
So I don't do that. But we've always been very upfront and honest with one another from the gate.
Nice.
We started out in an open relationship. We got married. It's an open marriage, which has its own rules and guidelines of what we set forth for ourselves, right? But my wife is also 13 years older than me.
Oh, okay.
So there's that there's that gap between us where there are some things, I can see things with fresh eyes because I'm 20, right? But she has been through a lot of things, and though she has been through it, a lot of her mindset is, oh, I've already seen this, I've already done this. And that was a lot of the things that we were up against at the beginning of our marriage, our relationship in general, because she is just like, I remember when I was such and such age and I did this, or I remember I did this and this is what happened and this and this. So trying to experience things for the first time for me, even though it might have been something for her that she might have gone through before, but it's different. You know what I'm saying? It's a different situation. It's a different person that you're with. It's different in its own way. So once she finally got to a place where she's like, okay, yeah, like this is different. This isn't like before. It allowed us to go further, because that block that she had up of, oh, I've already been there, done that, it really hindered a lot of things that we did. And so once we got past that, we were able to really just go. You know what I'm saying? The floor was open, the road was open for us to do whatever we were gonna do, and whatever happened. That is where the support came from. Because for so long I felt like I was fighting her to see, like, I understand you've been through this, but I haven't. And I'm sure this isn't the same as it was for you when you went through it. You know what I'm saying? And so once we were able to really get in the same space together and get on the same page of where we were trying to go with our business and what we were trying to do, it's golden. Yeah. She's always, I'm not going to say she's never been supportive, because she's always been supportive when no one else has been. But just for us to be on the same page and doing it together has made that much, it's made it so much better. Because now I don't feel like I'm trying to fight you on the dream that I have, and you're not fighting me on the dream that you have. Let's put our dreams together and see what we can come up with. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely think it was a struggle at first. And it really took having to get out of that rat race 9-to-5 mindset. Because like I said, she's 13 years older than me. So that's what she was used to, working. But where's the enjoyment? Where is the fulfillment? Where is the joy? What is, you're just going to work every day and you hate the people you work with. You hate the job that you're doing. Where's the happiness? Right. You know what I'm saying? And so it's been hard being entrepreneurs, but it's been so much more rewarding. It's been so much more enjoying. Like, we've had so much more fun being able to enjoy one another, doing something that we love together. So support, she's got it. Yeah. We just had to get there. Just had to get there. But you know.
So how, and that's a beautiful story. Shout out to marriage, y'all.
It's hard. A 10 out of 10 wouldn't recommend unless you plan on committing.
So since we're still on that support wavelength, what are you working on? How can people support you? What are you working on currently?
Okay. So like I said, we launched our mobile app. It is free. Our platform, it's a free platform. We do accept tips, donations, all that kind of stuff. But most of the stuff that we do, I pay out of pocket because I'm really trying to put people in a space where we all can flourish. And as an entrepreneur, I'm sure starting out, a lot of us forgot about marketing and advertising. We don't have the money for that. We don't have the plan for that. Yeah. We don't have the network and the connection for that. Just trying to put ourselves in a space to be seen. So I'm really big on promoting small businesses and going out and doing interviews, creating promo videos, shouting out their businesses, sharing their event flyers, whatever it is I can do that helps bring attention to other people, because in turn that brings awareness to my network. You know what I'm saying? It works both ways. And I don't see, of course I could charge zillions and zillions of dollars for advertising, because everybody knows that costs a fortune. Yeah. But why do that when I know that people are already struggling? I struggle with it. I do all of the promotions for us. You know what I'm saying? I've never ran a paid ad for our network yet. One day I will, but I really wanted to see how far I could get with consistency and just sticking to it. Yeah. But we had almost 200,000 viewers last year. Nice. You know what I'm saying? Just off the strength of being consistent. And so everything that I'm learning on this journey, I'm teaching it to people. So that way you have these tools as well, because you don't know where to find those resources. I'm teaching myself everything, you know what I'm saying? So I just don't know where to find it sometimes. And those resources aren't readily available as people like to make it seem for entrepreneurs. You still have to search for classes or certifications or mentors. Or you still have to search, and you still have to hope that that's the right answer, and everybody wants to charge for that answer, which everyone has to make money. I understand that. But
and it's a little defeating.
It is.
Because if you're literally legit trying to figure out, how do I go about doing this?
Where do I start?
Yeah, and then it's intimidating seeing this astronomical fee. Well, I'm not there yet. But
right.
I just need somebody to just kind of point me in the right direction.
Yes.
And we don't have enough of that. And that's why this support has been I think that's our Sesame Street word again. Support. What we're trying to do is
be thinking big, bitch.
We're trying to do that.
Yeah.
But it's that's why I said earlier, it's an intimidation thing, because we're trying to move in this direction, and it's we have roadblocks and we can become discouraged.
Yeah. And but that's how the system is set up. Yeah. It's supposed to discourage us to not want to do better for ourselves so we can be in a rat race forever.
Exactly.
Who wants to do?
I'm tired of it.
Yeah. Right. But so I mean, we accept tips, donations. We're always looking for other creators to be on our network. Come have a channel.
Yeah.
Come put your movie on there. Put your podcast show, your YouTube series,
Nice.
whatever it is you got that you want people to see. Let's do it. And outside of that, I am also the chair for the Sisters Beyond Rags Foundation. It is a nonprofit. Thank you. It's a nonprofit that provides a financial infrastructure for women in the motorcycle community. So that does not mean you have to ride a motorcycle.
Right.
That is not what that means, because
Yeah.
there are a plethora of women within the motorcycle community that don't ride. But that also means it's extended to their sisters, their friends, their cousins, their aunties, their coworkers, anyone who is connected to you because you're a part of the motorcycle community. We provide like rent assistance, utility assistance. We send flowers and words of encouragement for funerals. We have scholarships, business grants, just all kinds of different things as a way to be supportive to one another as women. Because if you don't know, I'm not sure if you do, the motorcycle community is a male-dominated community. You know what I'm saying? So as women, we're here as support.
Yes.
But as support, some people get that misconstrued. They expect you to show up and bring the food and the table and pay for this and pay for that and still be there with a smile and be hostess with the mostest. But then when it's time for us to do the things that we want to do, maybe it's a girly trip, an excursion, whatever the case may be, we can't do it because we've got kids, we've got family, we've got rent, whatever. So then the things that we want to do for our enjoyment is cut because we're having to support on the other side, which is understandable. But as women, we need to be able to support one another in those moments to make sure that we're all showing up and we're all coming out of whatever mental, whatever we have, because that causes depression and stress, and you know what I'm saying?
So
and
this is an outlet. This is
you know what I'm saying? Yes, exactly. So we want to make sure that we are still doing the things that we want to do on the other side. So if that means we have to assist with rent 1 month because you're short, you know what I'm saying? Then we will, If you need assistance with buying some food because you spend all your money on rent, then we'll help you. We got scholarships for kids going off to college. We got scholarships to help buy school supplies for kids who are still elementary through high school. We got whatever we can do to support it. We're creating a support system for ourselves. Because when you go to these banks or when you go to these churches and you apply for these assistances or loans or whatever, the first thing that they're going to see is you.
Right.
They're going to see whatever you put on this application, and most of the time they judge you by your name.
Right.
And don't let you have a whole lot of kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're trying to take the judgment out of that and making it okay to say, hey, I need help this month. That's okay. We have to be real about the things that we're going through, because we're constantly trying to paint this picture that life is perfect, and everyone knows that it's not.
Right, and by doing that, you allow people to, like, you're able to, they can relate to you.
Yeah.
Because, like, sometimes it just takes one time for someone to say something, and like, oh, I'm going through the same thing.
Yes.
Let's talk about it. Like,
Yeah.
let me
Well, what did
listen.
you do?
What
Let's
did you do?
Yeah.
And we need more, especially in our melanated community.
Do you hear me?
We need to be able
Yes.
to be okay with asking for help, and also understand that we have to work twice as hard, because some paths are already painted for other people, but for us, it's always an uphill battle. So
Always. We come out the womb with everything stacked against us.
At a disadvantage.
And Black men have it hard. You know what I'm saying? You come out the womb with so many things stacked up against you too. But as a Black woman, we got extra. You know what I'm saying? We get paid way less than you would. You know what I'm saying? But you expect us to do more.
Right.
Like, when do we get to take off the Superwoman cape and just be human?
Just be human. Have an outlet, like the motorcycle situation.
Yes.
And it's just,
And so, like, for those who, so those who are actually members of the foundation, we do put together different things throughout the year, just to bring us together to have some type of like sisterhood bonding experience. We have a charity award gala next month in El Paso, Texas, March 10th and 11th.
Yes, yes.
And that charity gala will actually be raising funds for the Reynolds home in El Paso, which is a women's and children's shelter there. But just being able to bring different cultures together, different women, different shades, because it's not just for Black women, it's for women in general. You know what I'm saying? So just to bring us all together in a space where we can celebrate one another, love on one another. It's not a women-only event. Let me just throw that out
Yes,
there.
okay.
Anyone is invited, because I'm sure these women will be dressed to the nines with their dates. So it is what it is, but it is to celebrate us.
Okay.
You know, we have, like, we do cruises, we have brunches, we have different, like, we meet up at different motorcycle rallies and just different things we exclusively put together for ourselves to just take a moment for us. You know what I'm saying? And that's really important because we get lost in the weeds sometimes.
Absolutely. So
Get lost in the middle. I'm sorry.
Weeds? I did. I said it.
You said what?
The weeds. I did.
so
Figuratively and physically. Yeah. Yep.
how can people follow you?
You can follow the MTS Network on any platform: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. We have it all. We have our app you can download. You can find information on our website, www.themtsnetwork.com.
Nice.
Any events that we have on there, you can find tickets, you can find information. We also have, and I do want to say this, we have a Boss Babe resource guide on our network.
Okay.
It is on our website, and it's Boss Babe resource guide, but it's definitely for men and women.
Okay.
And we list businesses on there. You can find promo videos that we've done, little interviews we've done with business owners. You can find their physical information, their social medias. You can find their websites. Anything that they have, we have different categories, whatever they sell. If you're looking for something, we have it there. And we're actively growing that list every day. So
Nice.
we definitely are trying to make our own business resource guide.
Nice.
You hear me? So anything you need to know, you can Google the MTS Network. You will find us. And you also can follow our nonprofit, the Sisters Beyond Rags Foundation, on Facebook
Nice.
and Instagram and TikTok.
So I'm definitely going to connect you with Rose Simmons for the Business Lounge. She owns the
Yes.
Business Lounge. So we will let you know.
Okay.
But we definitely want to thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah,
And
thank you
y'all
for
make some
having me.
noise. She was full of information today, and I'm inspired by her as well. Like all the gems she dropped, and her being out here and support. Remember,
Always.
Sesame Street word of the day.
Support.
But thank you so much for coming on the show.
Yeah, thank you for
Appreciate
having me.
Yeah, no problem. And that's a wrap, y'all.
Yes.
What you see now on the internet? Nah, I was listening to Jigga Set. Oh, I be listening to every show, keeping me all in the know on Jigga Set Radio. What you see now on the internet? Nah, I was listening to Jigga Set. Oh, I be listening to every show, keeping me all in